We have 4 medals, and the first is the Hill-Tinsley Medal. And so this is awarded for fundamental applied research in the physical, natural, social sciences, published by a scientist under the age of 40, during the year of the award or the preceding 3 calendar years. So Beatrice Hill-Tinsley, probably known to many of you, she's had a bit of a resurgence in her profile as an amazing scientist. So this year, the Hill-Tinsley Medal goes to Associate Professor Sian Halcrow from the Department of Anatomy at the University of Otago. She is so this is the citation. In the past, I like to paraphrase things and sort of get through in about a sentence, but then I realised I actually read over the important bit that the judges carefully crafted. She is an outstanding and productive researcher, a trailblazer who has made fundamental contributions in her field of bioarchaeological science, focusing on the study of human remains in an archaeological context. Her research programs are multidisciplinary, cross-disciplinary and cross-cultural, involving both laboratory and field-based scientific research in a range of countries. Associate Professor Halcrow's studies in Southeast Asia and South America, investigating the adoption and intensification of agriculture, have led to significant insights into the origins of human health, fertility and disease. Her work in prehistory is shedding light on previously understudied relationships, including those between maternal and infant health. Such analyses of stress and health in past populations are fundamental to increasing our understanding of human adaptation to environmental and societal changes. And I would add, she's great on Twitter, so it's worth following her. So, Sian.
You've actually said most of what I wanted to say.
So
that was a really nice. So firstly I wanted to thank NZAS, and I'm now proudly going to be a member, so, and I've told everyone about this.
4 new members every year.
And my colleagues as well. So yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for considering my application and for inviting me here. As Craig said, my work looks at infant and child health and disease in prehistory, and in particular I look at this in the context of Asian prehistory. So I wanted to really talk about my work, my approach, and some of the methods that I use really. Before I start, I want to acknowledge my collaborators, because obviously research doesn't happen in a vacuum, and a lot of my work is actually multidisciplinary. So, and in particular I want to acknowledge my long-time mentor, Nancy Taylors, and my research group, and international collaborators and funders. So something strange has happened to my formatting, but that's alright, it must be a Mac PC thing. I'm a bioarchaeologist, so basically that means, as you just said, I study human bones from archaeological sites. So we do measurements, you know, so we are scientists, but we also are multidisciplinary, so we actually come from the humanities as well. So looking at how biology actually responds to environmental stresses, so we can get at questions of social significance. So the main questions that I'm interested in, as Craig said before nicely, is looking at the adoption and the intensification of agriculture and the implications that it has on human health, and also the emergence of social inequality in the past. And this is important today, obviously, because we've got a lot of people, mainly women and children. Almost half the world's population actually live in unsanitary, crowded conditions, and that actually has its ultimate beginnings with the intensification of agriculture and the demographic transition that happened during that time. I work in a variety of environments. Most of my work is done in Southeast Asia, but I also work in other places, and this is just showing an example on the left. I've had a Marsden grant doing a research project looking at that agricultural transition in Chile, in northern Chile, in the Atacama Desert, which is the driest hot desert in the world. So I will look at diverse environments to look at the range of human responses to the agricultural transition. I'm very interested in looking at infants and children, very important barometers or measures of social change and environmental change because they're actively growing. They're very sensitive to growth disruption. So a lot of the things that I look at is actually stress-related insults and also pathology and disease on the bones. And as Craig said before, I'm very interested in looking at the maternal-infant nexus and applying new methods to try and look at this in the past. It's not really something that bioarchaeologists do very much, but it's a very important time because it's when the mother and the fetus is the most susceptible to disease and the exacerbation of existing disease. And obviously, impacts during this time on health have major long-term life effects. So that's all we've got. That. Thank you very much.